My name is Haddaden and I currently work for the city of Fremantle as the Senior Coastal Projects Officer. Really what triggered my interest in environmental engineering is my love for the natural environment. And so because I grew up in a desert region, I knew how important water is, and so I wanted to be involved within that space. I never hesitated to try different sectors. I pretty much I worked in the private sector, in the NGO sector, in academia, and now local governments. It just gives you a more strategic understanding and more comprehensive view of how our world works. One of the most satisfying roles I had is when I worked in environmental politics. I was working on the Jordan River, and so that offered me the opportunity to use my environmental and let's say engineering knowledge in a different aspect, where I worked on peace building, bringing government officials and ministers from the 3 different countries to get to collaborate. It was really satisfying when trying to sort of fight for having, a cleaner and a better environment, but also pushing for, peace building and trying to get communities that reject each other because of a historical conflict, but trying to find a common ground for them, trying to get them to understand that preserving or rehabilitating this environment, rehabilitating this river is for the benefit of all. As an engineer, you're always looked upon as that problem solver, and in order to be able to go through that process you'd have to first, of course, identify the problem, identify your stakeholders, identifying its impact. And so that process where you're analyzing the situation requires all of those STEM skills that you would gain during your years at university. I probably don't use math as much, but I think the skills that studying mathematics, the skills that I've gained through studying mathematics is what I'm using right now. It's that ability to break things down and analyze and also drawing comparisons sometimes, comparing, balancing, assessing. I would say there are a lot of other careers that support the engineering industry. For example, surveying. Historically, surveying, you would have that surveying machine and with a handheld, and you would walk across the beach with a GPS, and that would track your position, and you would go up and down to measure it. But now this is currently, for example, being replaced by photogrammetry using drones, unmanned aerial vehicles. There's even LiDAR, which even provides us with higher accuracy. Not just higher accuracy, but you can do what would probably take you a week to survey. It would take you a couple of hours. I guess if I went back in time, I would have probably dedicate more time to be involved in international networks. So between 25 and 35, there's a lot of amazing international programs, networks that you could join. There's a World Bank has a young professional program. The United Nations volunteers have a young professional program. If I went back in time, I would have probably been more active in terms of finding out about these initiatives globally, because it's just inspiring and it's exciting when you go to these kind of events and you meet people from all around the world. It opens your mind. It teaches you about issues in other parts of the world which you can contribute a solution to, given that you live in a different part of the world where you've overcome this issue. Or sometimes you would find more developed countries giving you an idea which you can implement in your hometown. Know thyself. Try to experiment ways to understand who you are and understand what you would like to do. We are receiving a lot of information, more than we give ourselves time to reflect and meditate. And I guess to understand who you are and to understand what you want and what you like, it's important to reflect, ask yourself questions, and ask others who have done that path ahead of you questions. They always say, if you want to know the path ahead, ask those who are coming back.